Hi everyone, welcome to Sweetpea Seeds Inspirations. My name is Sydney and it has been a hot minute since I have done one of these updated videos, so I have a lot to talk about today. But before I get into all of that, I do want to ask you guys, what is your favorite content that you guys like to watch on YouTube? I have been trying to come up with some ideas as far as new content other than tutorials all the time, and I do have a few things in mind, but I also want to get your guys' opinions. So if you will, please let me know in the comment section of what is your guys' kind of favorite content to watch, and I will kind of see where I can go. It might be a few weeks before you do see something new coming out, but I do have some things in mind, but I want to get your guys' opinions first. So where have I been this last month and a half? So the last time I did an updated video, which was back in June, other than the Tour de Fleece videos, my sister actually came in at the middle of June, and pretty much ever since then it has been crazy. Practically right after she left, we ended up getting a boat, and just a little fishing boat, and we've been doing a lot of fishing here lately. My husband and I both wanted to get more into fishing and just kind of get the feel of the boat and all that. So that's what we've been doing since pretty much the beginning of July. Along with that, I've had the Tour de Fleece that was going on. I ended up actually having to cut that short due to company coming in at last minute. My dad messaged me in the middle of July and said, "Hey, are you going to be home on such and such dates?" I said, "Yeah." And then he's like, "Okay, well, we're coming down." I was like, "Okay, fine, whatever." So they stayed for about half a week, and then right after that, while they were still here, my husband ended up getting a call from some family friends and said, "Hey, we're kind of passing through your area. Do you mind if we stay a night or two?" And we said, "Sure, come on. Stay however long you want to." So pretty much we've had company back to back for the month of July, well, the end of July, 1st of August. So that's been kind of a short little rundown as far as what we've been kind of up to, other than just really trying to enjoy our summer with the fishing. We've got a pool. I have started a new weight loss journey, so that's been kind of keeping me a little occupied, and why you probably haven't seen me around as much. So I've had my hands wrapped up in a few things, but that is enough for about outside of YouTube and my life in general. So I want to kind of do a recap real quick of what I did get all spun up for the Tour de Fleece, because I really didn't get the chance to do a recap, or the last week that I was actually able to do the Tour de Fleece. I did a short video but wasn't actually able to go into detail of what I did get spun up. Now I still have yet to actually set the twist, and which is kind of soaking your yarn and getting the yardage, but I will share with you guys what all I was able to accomplish. So you have seen some of these yarns if you did watch my Tour de Fleece update videos at the end of each week. So I'm going to start off there. So I think the first week I was able to get this completed, which was I don't even remember what this was. It came in everything that I pretty much spun, other than 100% alpaca, came from Kamaj Fibers, but this was in, I think, May or June's spinning box. So there is one, and then also this was that came in the same subscription box, the Kamaj, for June as well. This one was blue Hawaii. I'm pretty sure, I think it was like alpaca and merino wool, and I think this one might have been too, or something similar to that. I know she sends a lot of merino wool out, so I think that's what those are without looking at the tags. Now I don't think you guys have seen the finished product of this one unless you watched my short video, which was this is like milk protein. I think it's got maybe some visco bites, which is giving the tweed effect. I can't remember what it was all in this one. I think there might have been some like a slight hint of silk, maybe some merino wool. I would have to look at the tags again, and maybe I'll put it right here if I can remember of exactly what is each type of fiber. But there is one thing as well. Now this is 100% alpaca that I did spin up, I think the first or second week. I think it was actually the second week of the Tour de Fleece. I have fully processed this myself other than shearing the alpaca, but as far as cleaning it, carding it, processing it, spinning it up, this was 100%, well, 95% done by me. And then also I did get this spun up, which was merino and alpaca blend. I don't think I really showed this off to you guys other than in the short video. I absolutely love the colors. It's really giving me, it kind of inspired me to get some fiber and make like a cinnamon roll blend, like the colors and everything. So we'll see if I decide to do that or not, but it's very, very beautiful and it's really, really soft. So that's really all that I was able to get spun up as far as hanks go with the Tour de Fleece. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hanks, and I'm pretty sure each of these except for the 100% alpaca, more than likely they're all 2-plied, but more likely they're probably about 230-ish yards. Again, I have not counted the yardage just yet for all these, but that's pretty much overall what I was able to accomplish for the Tour de Fleece. Now, since we are on the topic of spinning, Kamaj Fibers, which is who I get my subscription box from with all the different kinds of fibers, she has a Facebook group that she's kind of extended out the Tour de Fleece, and it's not really called the Tour de Fleece. What she is doing is each month from now on up until I think the end of the year, I don't know how long she's doing this for, but she's giving everybody like a challenge to do for that month. And this month somebody suggested, hey, why don't we take all the singles that we had left over and apply those together and create some type of wacky yarn. So this month's is Wacky Yarn, and I really didn't have too many singles left over because majority of what I did have spun up, I did an, what is it called, an Aden ply, which is kind of like a bracelet ply, so that I could use up those singles instead of just keeping them off to the side or whatever. But if I would have known that she was going to do that, then I would have probably kept those and not had to do with the bracelet plying and everything. But anyways, I did have a bunch of like 1 ounce roving that I have gotten through the subscription boxes or just kind of like left over. So I decided to take a bunch of those and start spinning those up. Now you won't be able to see everything, but you can see some yellow cordal that's in here, and then also some black. So there is one bobbin that I did get started on as far as the Wacky Yarn, and then also last month, which was July, she sent like 1 ounce of her popsicle blend, which has like nylon, merino wool, some other fibers in it as well. And so I kind of took that and started spinning that up. There is also some I can't remember exactly what this roving was called. I think it's silk and merino wool blend. is what it is, but I did still have some of this left over from a few months ago, and I started using this and I had a little bit of issue trying to get it spun up. So that's what I started off with, and then I moved to the popsicle blend. So that's really all the spinning that I was able to get done these last month and a half. The main thing with the Tour de Fleece was to do as much spinning as I could. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to fulfill the whole month that I was planning on with the Tour de Fleece. I wanted to go all the way to the end of July, but with company coming in, I wasn't able to do that. So hopefully I can get to some cotton and maybe even dye some cotton. We'll see. So we will move right along. I'm going to go ahead and get what's on the mannequin out of the way. So back around Mother's Day, after I got the Rays of Sunshine completed, I wanted to wrap the Rays of Sunshine wrap that came out in June, I think the beginning of June. I kind of had this idea that I wanted to do for a knitted cape, and I this past month have started working on it. So you can kind of see what is going on here. So the only thing that I wish I would have kind of added to this was some armholes, but it is like a cape. I had like a base of what I wanted to do, but it was kind of a go with the flow type of thing. So I'm going to kind of address a little bit more in a separate video of exactly once the pattern, it will be a written paid pattern once it is fully completed, which again, I'm going to do another video of giving some more insight on this project and the pattern itself, but just kind of a quick little rundown. So you do have like a little bit of a collar up here. I don't know if you can really see it very well, but there is some lace into it. Also, there is some butterflies as well, a butterfly lace, and then some more of the same lace throughout this pattern. And then right here is where we do all the increases. And this is kind of what really, what I wanted to do, but there is some color work at the bottom. It's called the Butterfly Effect color work, and this is what really got my mind of wanting to do this cape. I still have like 5 more rows before I'm fully completed with the color work, and then it's going to have some more lace and some trim at the bottom. But once I have gotten this fully completed, I will let you guys know, and there will be a separate video going a little bit more into depth with this cape. Now, I've already got the name picked out, or somewhat of a name picked out. This is going to be called the Swallowtail, I think I'm going to call it the Swallowtail cape, or the Butterfly Swallowtail, or something to do with swallowtail. And the story behind that is actually these last few months I've had a I think it was a spice bush swallowtail. I think that's what the butterfly's name's called. Kind of gravitating towards me a lot here lately, so that's kind of like the background story behind this cape. Now, next thing is, I think the last time I did an actual updated video, I had 2 cows completed, and I was kind of keeping this hush hush a little bit, and these are the 2 cows that I did have completed. They still got I still got to weave in the ends, but here is one, and then here is the second one. Now I have done 3 more, so I think this one either might be a children's cow, or it might be actually turned into a headband. This one, I've already got the name picked out, is going to be Velvet Kiss, or Velvety, or something to do with velvet, because it reminds me of a velvet cake. So there is one, and I absolutely love this one. Here's the fourth one, and it's kind of like a bandana cowl. So let me show that off again. I absolutely love this one. I love the detail work in it and the texture. That's really the bandana part. I can't remember what stitch I used, but there is the fourth one, and then I have gotten this fifth one completed. So what you're probably wondering is, why did I make so many cows and what am I planning on doing with them? So I haven't really discussed this with anybody other than my husband, and me and my mom discussed it at one point in time, but she was like, hey, you should write a book or do some kind of bundle with you designing crochet and knitted projects and written patterns and all of that. You should either write a book or come up with a bundle or whatever. So my original intention was to maybe get started on writing a book, as far as like a written pattern book. But I think that's kind of jumping the gun right now. I need to still kind of get myself together and get things together and do a little bit more research before I jump into just creating a written pattern book. But this is, with all 5 of these cows, I am going to do a bundle on Ravelry and see how well it does. I probably do a separate video explaining a little bit more into detail of exactly what I'm doing. My thought process has kind of gone out the window right now. But there is that. Look forward for another video of me explaining exactly what's going on with these. So another thing that I started on this past month is beadwork. I wanted to make some beaded earrings. This isn't 100% perfect and it is not completed by no means. There's going to be a fringe at the bottom, but I did have a little bit of an issue trying to get started beadwork. First, it was the beads I ended up getting, which was in a kit from Michael's. I quickly realized that all the beads were not the same size, and that was my first issue. The second issue that I had was I ended up getting some like bracelet cord or line, fishing line, and was using that, and I was having issues trying to get that cord back through, or the line back through the beads. And with that, my needle kept on snapping, or the beads would snap themselves. So I was like, I'm gonna figure something else out. Clearly there has to be something else out there to work with other than fishing line or bracelet cord, or just something different. So I ended up finding a bunch of sewing thread that I have in my craft room that I don't use because I really don't sew, and use that. And ever since I've used that, it's been working out wonderful for me. Like I said, it's not 100% perfect, but it's a lot better than what I was doing. I still have to finish. This is going to be like a triangle, elongated triangle, and then there's going to be some fringe that's got a design in it. So that is just one thing that I have picked up this last month. Last but not least, after months and months of begging for a sofa table, my husband was able to finally pick up some wood to build the sofa table, and that's kind of what we did last weekend. And he built it, I stained it, and then also Saturday we went out to go catch the sunrise, because I've been trying to, on the weekends while he's home, we usually go to the rack. Ever since I started my weight loss journey, we've been going to the rack and walking the track, which is one lap and a half is a mile. So we've been trying to do at least 2 miles, but he had the bright idea, to knowing that I love sunsets and sunrises, to get up early in the morning and go catch sunrise. So that's kind of what we did Saturday, along with we did a few hours of fishing. I was able to catch a blue crab, but that was about it. I did have a few bites on my line, but it kind of snagged, whatever it was, snagged my bait, which we were using live minnows. And then we also went out for some drinks. So last weekend was kind of a busy weekend, as well as this last month and a half has been. I hope you all are doing wonderful. If you guys do have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to email me, which will be down in the description box, along with my Facebook page, Raverly. I think my TikTok might still be on there. Any kind of information that you might need is down in the description box. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys next time.